destructive ice storm pounded much of central Virginia back on February 13th, but 10 days later, many questions remain about why so many Southside Electric members are still without power. Good evening, I'm Bill Fitzgerald.
Thanks for joining us. I'm Candace Burns. CBS 6 problem solver Melissa Hippolyte went to the co-op's president for answers, but as she reports tonight, he backed out on her interview.
11 days into power restoration efforts, we hope to finally speak with Jeff Edwards, the president of Southside Electric Cooperative. But after committing to the interview, Edwards canceled and sent us his vice president of member and public relations, Ron White.
Safety and our crews and their safety is the number one priority. So that's what Jeff is focused on right now, making sure that that is happening safely and that our members' lights are on before we get into the weekend.
And Ron, can you commit to having Jeff do an interview with us by the end of the week?
Jeff, and should have been communicated to you already, he'll be more than willing to do an interview with you next week after we have gotten this full restoration process behind us.
White, who also lobbies on behalf of the SEC before the General Assembly, explained what the utility did to prepare for the ice storm that hit the region on February 13th.
And at the time, with the forecast that we had 18 mutual aid crews, we had 10 contract crews, and we had 8 contract tree crews, not just acquired, but we had them positioned, ready to go.
So how many people does that amount to if you have 18 mutual aid crews here?
I don't have those numbers, Melissa. I mean, crews vary from size to size, but that's the important thing is the number of crews, because that's what you work with in a restoration environment.
White says there are now roughly 900 personnel helping with restoration, a number he says is 10 times greater than day one. But he says it wasn't easy getting mutual aid crews here due to severe weather in different parts of the country.
All of those crews that are normally available for mutual aid, those organizations aren't going to let their people go to assist someone else in Virginia when they're dealing with their own devastation for their customers and their members.
The cooperative serves about 55,000 homes and businesses. Technically, those customers are considered members of the not-for-profit utility. Numerous members have reached out to CBS 6 concerned that the cooperative may not have had enough supplies on hand to make repairs immediately after the storm passed. But White says they did.
And what I would tell you is that we have never, not once, not a single issue with having what we needed when we needed it to do restoration, in this storm or in any other storm.
Several members have also questioned the antiquated age of some of the power poles in Southside's coverage area, sending us these pictures that appear to show poles and parts that are over 50 years old.
The age of a pole is not what determined whether the pole is still a functioning pole. Okay, we do inspections by guidelines of the utility and also the federal regulations on what is expected.
Some have also asked if the SEC did enough to trim or remove trees near power lines before the storm hit.
Without a doubt, our maintenance program, our preventive maintenance program is not just too standard, but, in many ways we go above and beyond what is the minimum requirement for what we need to do.
White says they have 2 arborists on staff, but one of their biggest challenges is they are only allowed to maintain trees up to 30 feet from a distribution line.
If you've got a 100-foot pine tree that's 40 feet away that you can't cut down, when you have an ice storm, the 100-foot pine tree is going to win every time.
Still, a number of Southside's members tell CBS 6 they are not happy with the way the co-op handled the storm, especially given what they pay. We confirm with the State Corporation Commission that Southside charges the 4th highest rates in Virginia among the state's 12 co-ops.
Do you feel like you failed your members?
We're in the business of service. And if we have a member that goes a day without electricity, we hurt. We don't want our members to be without power. But again, we've got to understand that this is a once in a lifetime event that we've experienced, this ICE event.
The State Corporation Commission says it has received 167 complaints from Southside Electric members related to the storm. They also confirmed they will conduct a post-event inquiry into how prepared Southside was for this storm. Ron White says he welcomes that inquiry. Working for you, I'm Melissa Hippolyte for CBS 6.